Concept, Morry's People. Morry's People deals with the ups, downs, ins and outs of succeeding in life, not just in showbiz. This series centers around the disappointments, discouragements, and rejection, as well as the accomplishments, relationships, and joys of making it. Joy and happiness is derived just as much from learning, which in itself is a revelation at times. Morry and his kids face everything together, for better or for worse. They face things with conviction and strength, a strength brought with love, laughter, hope, pathos, and even fantasy. These are real people, not characters created for or by a television sitcom. They have the reality of what was once done on 30-something, just not as deliberate. They have the humor and versatility of Friends with the honesty and drama of ER and other well-known TV successes. We know these people. We meet them and see them every day. What makes them special is that they will incorporate many of our dreams, our fantasies will be played out through them in some ways. They'll become our good friends, and as with good people, we will want to see them often and get to know them better and better. His kids, as Morry affectionately calls them, have several things in common.
Okay, somebody want to pick up?
Sure. They are aspiring actors, live in the same apartment building in Hollywood, go to the same school of dramatics, and have enlisted in the aid of Morry. As their aggressive but very thoughtful and protective personal manager, Morry, a Hollywood actor-director, has met them during his tenure as guest director at their school. Their relationship begins as new adventures for all of them. The kids are viable and have all the makings of successful actors, but more importantly, successful human beings. They also have quirks and idiosyncrasies that have them and Morry in constant comedic turmoil, through the comedy usually grown out of the pathos. There are 5 or 6 young, vibrant, talented, and bursting with life human beings who can either make Morry the happiest of men or give him at least a couple of dozen reasons to not want to be on this earth.
Let's go into the scene, and that is Pietra. Page 1. That's everybody. They're sitting in a classroom, and it's right before Christmas, and she's one of the actors trying to act.
But Jack, I just couldn't stay behind and always worry about where you are, if you were alive, and if you would ever come back to me.
You shouldn't have stole away on the ship. Lord knows what your family is going through, looking and wondering what has happened to you, and I'm sure they will blame me.
As he swings around to get a hold of her, she's hit by his sword, and as he grabs her and shakes her, some of her hair falls out of place.
Alberto, what? That's the wrong line. Your damn sword hits me every time you turn.
I knew it wasn't right, but why didn't you just go with it? Only a few more lines till the end.
Okay. Can you understand him through his thick accent?
Please, let's just finish the scene.
Okay. Please give me the cue and the right line, please.
I know what I will give you.
Come on.
Come on, you two. Let's finish it up.
I ask not to fret. That's the line. Let's not fight. You are here and I'm here.
No matter what, my handsome pirate, I'll always love you, and we'll work this out one way or another.
Cut.
Fast claps half-heartedly, actors break character, shake their heads in defeat, laugh out of embarrassment, and take their seats. Nell throws on a shirt and removes the sword, and she pins her hair back as they sit.
Well, we'll have to work on it all when we get back. Always work for Errol Flynn.
Act 1, Scene 1. Let's go on. That's you, Pietra.
Okay. Studio classroom, 12 to 15 would-be actors and Morry teaching the final class before Christmas break. There is a scene being acted out by 2 students in the group. It's not going well. Actors forget lines, apologizing, but continues. It's supposed to be a drama, but the way it's unfolding, it's really more of a farce. Class claps half-heartedly, some hiding snickers and embarrassment.
Well, you can't win them all, and that's why we're here. To correct all the things that can and do go wrong and make it better and better, right? We're all entitled to a few bad days, right?
Sorry. Shots of the actors feeling bad over their last performance.
Any comments from the class?
Jason. I had trouble believing him. He seemed to just toss lines off and they didn't matter.
I was having trouble remembering the lines. That was pretty obvious.
It wasn't that bad. He had a lot going for him this week and probably couldn't get to it all as much as he wanted to.
Well, if he needs any private rehearsing, I could be available to help him all he needs.
A little time with you and you won't remember anything.
Rachel curtsies from her seat and winks at the actors they are picking up.
Okay. You'll have to work on all that in the next classes. I've enjoyed being your guest teacher. It's been a lot of fun. Let me thank you all for truly working hard. And those of you who hardly did any work, you have to find more passion, not only for your work, but for your career. I then guarantee you things will change for the better.
I have lots of passion. Let him work with me.
But you have to learn to control it.
Okay. Merry Christmas to you all. Oh, I forgot. Will Rachel, Peggy, Liz, Harold, and Scott stay a bit, please? The rest of you, thank you. Thanks a lot. Class is dismissed.
Those he just mentioned look at each other with great concern, as if they are to be punished, or maybe they did something terrible, or maybe God knows what. As they seat themselves in front of Morry, he can't help but hear their comments. The other exit talking, yelling, and making noise as students do.
It's really not my fault, whatever it is. Rachel tells me things, and I always believe her.
I have no idea what she's talking about, and why am I always to blame for things? It's not fair.
Would you two stop, for goodness sake?
Mae West said, goodness had nothing to do with it.
Who's Mae West?
And you want to be an actress?
I already am. I have 2 commercials running. Well, so I don't talk in them, but I'm in them.
I bet you don't even know who Paul Newman is.
That's all you know, smarty pants. I've been to the market before. He's the guy who makes salad dressing.
Hey, it's nothing bad, guys. I'd like to just talk to you about your future plans, what you're planning, and how you can advance your individual careers.
They all clap, laugh, smile, and are thrilled.
I'd like us all to meet at my home tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. sharp to discuss this.
It's pretty early, boss.
If Spielberg told you to be there at 6 a.m., you gonna argue? You probably don't even know who that is.
Cute. You're really cute.
Okay. I'm not Mr. Spielberg. I'm only your guest acting teacher, and I'd like to try to help you if I can.
Of course we'll be there. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll all be on time.
Great, see you then.
Morry, one more thing.
Yes, pretty Peggy?
It would help if we had your address.
They all look at each other and burst into laughter. Scene 2, exterior, Beverly Hills, California. Stock shots of Rodeo Drive, where all of the most expensive boutiques are in the world. As we travel up and down the streets, we slowly move into Morry's neighborhood. Well landscaped and not too pretentious, but definitely one of the more affluent areas in Beverly Hills. Many of the streets are impressive, with all the Christmas decorations that must really be a spectacle at night. The kids meet in front of the mansion-like home, and wait for each other to arrive. There's an array of cars, some not really fitting into the rich neighborhood, but these cars get them around, and all will soon be changed. They talk as they approach the front door.
So, this is what the middle of the night looks like.
I'm very excited, and this could be the beginning of everything for us.
And Scott, you behave yourself. This is a big moment in our lives.
I know that. Contrary to belief, I'm no idiot, you know.
He can't help it if God gave him that body and those looks. He really is just a victim, you know?
Rachel smiles at him, and he reluctantly smiles back.
Please ring the doorbell. I gotta pee.
They all take a deep breath as Peggy and Liz reach for the doorbell. Scene 3, interior, Morry's home, den or family room, etc. There are various awards on the walls, and his Oscar stands ahead of all of the awards. This is the first glimpse of the fact that Morry is a well-known actor or director in Hollywood, depending on who plays the role. And though his students have read all about him and have no doubt seen him in his work, this is the first time they have been able to see the trappings of his success in Hollywood. He is unaffected, but very sincere and willing to help these inexperienced, talented people as he believes in them completely.
This is a beautiful home, Morry. It reminds me of the many homes back home.
Where's that, Peggy?
New Orleans.
Ah, beautiful city, New Orleans. Lots of history there.
We've got a lot of nice homes too in Jersey.
Yeah.
You just have to be particular and look.
Would it be all right to hold your Oscar?
Sure, go ahead.
Harold takes it and very gently and carefully, almost caressing it as if it were alive.
I bet you have your speech all prepared.
Yes, I have. Been ready since the 6th grade.
Harold returns the Oscar to Morry. He's quite happy to have held it at this point.
Hey guys, you know how much I believe in you, but the problem is you have to be seen doing something, performing someplace and getting others to feel the same way as I do. And not only do you have to find somewhere to be seen, but what's more, you don't even have an agent. And in order to get work in this town, for the most part, you have to have an agent.
Isn't that a catch-22 or 20 or whatever the saying is? How are you going to get an agent if you don't have work? And if you can't get work without an agent, so now what?
Hey, not bad thinking after all. I guess you're not an idiot.
Liz, will you knock it off?
Morry, you have an agent, don't you?
Yes, of course. But
Well, that's the answer. Isn't there a way you could talk to your agent into representing us? I mean, you can tell him how great we are, that you believe in us, and that you know with your agent representing us, we would make him very rich and he'd get to be famous along with us.
hold on. First, he's already quite rich. And second, he's not too interested in the fame part, only the money part.
Oh, he's Jewish.
Hey, watch your mouth. I'm part Jewish. That's not a nice thing to say.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by that.
Pina Brith International is proud to present this prestigious award to Morry Feldman in honor of... Do you think that 6-pointed star is the North Star? I'm really disappointed in you, Peggy. Are you prejudiced with any of the rest of us? Says the little black girl. Really, Peggy?
I'm not prejudiced, I just read a lot of things, and I read that Hollywood is basically run by...
That wasn't a nice thing to say about anyone, Peggy. You have to watch that in Hollywood.
I have a lot of friends who are...
Yeah, I hear I have to be careful, as they say there's a lot of guys there who like...
That's enough! Stop! That's not why we have met this morning, and you can't believe everything you hear or read. Remember that.
Well, Rachel does have a point. Wouldn't our best bet right now be having you take us to your agent to sell us to him? You could be our manager. Yeah, great idea. You know, boxers have managers, and you could be ours.
They all chime in with positive, hopeful comments.
Manager? I've never been a manager.
We've never had a manager.
A personal manager.
You're already
I don't know. I have to think that one through.
You're already telling us what to do and what to say and how to act. Isn't that what a manager does? You're natural, don't you think?
Hey guys, I love you all, but I have to think this one through.
They all smile at him, and he is without words.
You've been practicing being our manager all this time and you never knew it.
Scott puts his arm around Morry like buddy-buddy.
Set it up, Mr. Feldman, and we'll be on our best behavior, and you'll see he'll love us. Oh, is your agent a he or she?
My agent happens to be a very strong and powerful and extremely beautiful she.
You don't say.
They all smile, look very happy and mischievous. Scott's smile is the biggest. Morry really looks troubled and not believing what he's been talked into doing. Act 2, exterior, swanky Beverly Hills office building. Scene 1. A very nervous Morry is meeting the kids in front of the building that houses the agent. He gets even more nervous when he sees what they are wearing. Each has tried to represent his or her best image, but they might possibly have gone too far. Peggy is in a new version of Scarlett O'Hara since she's a Southerner and wants to show her heritage, wearing a large brim bonnet, gloves, and a flowery dress. Rachel has the current trend on, torn jeans, t-shirt that says, "Yeah, they're all mine," and sandals. Scott must have been squeezed into his pullover shirt, and it's surprising that he can even breathe in it. The satin-like tight pants doesn't leave much to your imagination, and the boots are a real kicker. Liz is really just plain beautiful with her hair hanging gently over her shoulders. One shoulder is bare, and the lovely yellow rhinestone decorated blouse completed with tight black slacks tucked into a stylish yellow boot, or very high heels in the current trends of today. Harold has his young gentleman's boyish look with a flair, maybe a touch of British influence, as he loves British films. Open shirt with an ascot or something similar, with very mod slacks or pants and a loose-fitting vest. All are wearing various types of sunglasses. People passing by can't help but take a look at these specimens. Morry, coming out of the building, nearly dies when he sees them. He's almost at a loss for words.
Okay, guys, this isn't a costume party. You gotta look natural. Please, no dark glasses.
They all hesitantly remove the glasses.
Peggy, the hat's gotta go.
I thought a touch of my home would say who I am without anything.
Carry it if you must have it. Rachel, you couldn't find any simple, not torn jeans?
I'm in. This is the fashion. I spent a fortune on these jeans.
And your t-shirt. Your message is loud and clear without the headline. Harold, you look the best. Just get rid of the scarf around the neck, please.
It's an ascot. I saw Hugh Grant wear it in something like this in one of his films.
You're not British, and he was playing a gay guy, and you wouldn't be playing the same type of roles. Think more on the lines of Woody Allen, but a young Woody. And Scott, have you ever heard of subtlety? Harold, please let him wear your vest. Oh, people, I hope this isn't a mistake. I mean, this is the best agent I've had in years. Oh well, we're here. Onward.
Divide the lines among them, each taking a phrase. Let's go in order, guys.
Blah, 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 go on.
Okay, I've said that, huh? Have you ever choked on your own words?
He shakes his head and they enter the building in scene 1. Act 2, scene 2, interior. Hallway outside agent's office. Our entourage faces the agent's office door with lettering in bold gold letters which reads, Eve Harrington Agency. They each look at each other as Morry opens the office door and they file in. Interior reception area of office. This is manned by a rather flamboyant young man whose sexual preference is never in doubt. He first gives the crowd the usual bored look, but does a double take when Scott enters, last before Morry, who he knows, and the lustful smile is now the business-like greeting so often used in these situations. He greets Morry with a traditional phony sincere wave of the hand.
Well, hello, Mr. Feldman. Eve's expecting you. Do you read all that action stuff? Oh my god, I hope she finds him.
Scene 3, interior lavish agent's office. Eve Harrington stands behind a very ornate but excellent taste desk, more like a very expensive hand-carved European table, with the remaining office furniture simple in its expensive taste. She's a lovely woman with an infectious smile and manner. She comes around her desk to greet Morry with what seems like a real Hollywood hug. She's done this often, and so has he.
Morry, darling, it's so nice to see you, and with such beautiful people. You must sit down. I think there's room for all.
Eve, dear, I can't tell you how much we appreciate having you take the time to meet my friends here. Needless to say, they of course are very eager to meet their first Hollywood agent.
First? Really?
We're all virgins here, and we've come to you to change that.
Well, in a manner of speaking, he means.
No, I get his meaning loud and clear.
Trevor interrupts.
Excuse me, Miss Harrington. I'll be delivering those contracts over to IBM, and I wondered if you'd like me to pick up a snack for you. Remember, you didn't have lunch today.
Oh, I forgot. Better eat something, I guess. Just juicy hamburger and a Diet Pepsi will do. I have a late dinner meeting this evening.
Please excuse me, but if you're going to have dinner later, shouldn't you get something more nutritious, more healthful?
Harold, I think Eve knows what she wants as a snack.
Trevor looks bored and Eve smiles politely, that Hollywood smile.
No. Let this young man out. Never too late to be helpful.
She shouldn't have opened that door.
There are so many things that will satisfy your taste buds and fill your stomach and tide you over until your late dinner.
Pray tell. Do go on. We all want to be healthy now, don't we?
First place, that greasy hamburger is really something to be avoided, and those drinks are worse.
Morry squirms a little.
Do you have any idea what they put into them? My suggestion would be get
Harold.
some trail mix.
Harold,
Morry, it's okay. Trail mix, you said?
Should I be taking notes? I'll get my pad.
And keep it in the office, or even some dried fruit. Even popcorn is a better choice.
Oh, get stuck in my teeth.
Or better still, have an energy drink, or there are all kinds of energy bars, peanuts. I love this peanut butter and banana.
Really?
Really?
Do you like peanut butter on your banana?
Trevor, that will be all. Just find something helpful, anything will do. And hold all calls, please, with no interruptions, please.
Trevor exits with a little bit of a skip and smile.
You're a very attractive woman, and I hope you drink a lot of water.
Oh, I wouldn't be without it.
Good. Research shows that upping your water intake helps rev up your energy and digestion. I hear you're in the business. That requires a lot of energy, and that's one sure way of getting revved up.
I'll have to remember that. Lots of water when I want to get revved up. Forgive me, you are?
Harold, just like Harold Hill, the Music Man, love that show. One day I'm going to play that role. I sing to you, you know?
No, I didn't know that. Good to know for the future, though.
Harold, I'd like to talk to Eve about the others too.
They all agree.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there's more.
Load up on greens, raw, steamed, sauteed. No matter how you eat them, they have lots of nutrients. They will help you make your skin glow.
Nutrients, and my skin will glow.
Rid your body of toxins.
No to toxins.
Right. And once again, rev up your immune system.
Push, 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 Jason.
And they are loaded with fire.
Yes, of course. Vroom, vroom. Rev it up.
Right? Now you're cooking.
The others, including Morry, are innocent onlookers, not really knowing what to make of all this.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
My favorite is frozen spinach, blended in a smoothie for breakfast. Hummus and veggies, wrapped in collard greens for lunch, and kale. Don't forget kale.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it.
Kale sauteed with coconut oil and sea salt as a side dish for dinner.
Stop! You must stop. I'll be sure to try that as soon as possible. It's so much to remember.
They all ad-lib suggestions that they think that's enough of Harold's encouragement by Eve's involvement, but Eve's involvement is on a soapbox and continues.
No, I'm helping her. Be sure to read the ingredients. If something is fat-free or low in calories, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you, especially if one of them is trying to lose weight. Not that you all need to know that.
Oh, thank God.
If the food contains fat, that doesn't mean it's bad for you. My rule of thumb is, if you can't pronounce an ingredient, your body most likely won't be able to digest it. So focus on ingredients instead of nutritional facts. Your body will love you.
My word, young man. Well, you certainly are a well-informed young man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Really, thank you.
Excuse me, but can we get back on the track we came here for? And that was to see about hiring you as our agent.
I beg your pardon?
Liz, you're being a little too eager.
Wait, please. Hiring me as your agent? Could you please explain yourself? I'm a little confused.
Liz, that's not how it goes. You're too eager?
No, I understand eagerness, but there are so many of you. I need time to think about all of you. I need time to know exactly where and how to contact you.
Oh, that's no problem. You see, Morry's our personal manager, and we all live in the same house together.
In Morry's house?
Oh, no, not with him, but we have our own house. Should make it easy for you. We all live together. We do.
We do?
We do? We wouldn't have it any other way. We definitely do.
Yeah, we sure do.
Now, as I was saying, we'd like to talk to you about hiring you as our agent.
People, this is not how it's done.
I beg your pardon. Wait, please. Could you please explain yourself?
Of course. I read that Showbuzz paper.
Biz, it's biz, rhymes with Liz.
Yeah, biz. Hey, I'm catching on to the lingo. Showbiz.
Right. Oh dear God.
Right. You see, I read that Showbiz paper, You got the lingo now? What do you call it? Variety, that's it. I read that it's up to the star to hire the best agent possible to represent him or her, as the case may be.
Really?
Yeah, so tell us about yourself. What have you done? How long have you been doing it?
Liz, please.
Who else do you represent other than your wonderful, kind, thoughtful, handsome Morry? But he's just one person. Who else? Any big names?
The star! Oh, the star? Please excuse me, but I've rarely been without words before today. That is, I don't know what I'm saying. So many stars.
Eve, dear, we can do this another...
All at once. What am I thinking? Please, where am I? Oh yes, my office. What office? Oh yes, my office. Who are you? Stars? Yes, oh my. I need help. Yes, I need some of that fiber you mentioned, or maybe a little trail mix.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I need. Oh my, even a smoothie made with lots of sugar and ice cream and yes, lots of peanut butter on my bananas. Oh dear, I don't have any bananas. I have to get some, yes. Trevor!
They are all
Trevor.
bewildered as Trevor sticks his head in the doorway. Eve keeps softly repeating Trevor, trying to calm herself down.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe we better think about it. Hey, don't call us.
Don't say that. We all have a lot to think about, right?
They all nod in different states of confusion. End scene in Act 2. Act 3, Scene 1, interior Morry's home.
I have to stop for just a second. The integral thing of that is for Harold to be pushing her so that she gets almost a nervous breakdown. But he did a real nice job reading it cold. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go on.
Morry's doorbell rings and rings as if there's a fire or some emergency. He hurries to the door and there stands Scott, breathless and excited, bursting at the seams.
My God, Scott, what's wrong?
I'm sorry, Morry, but I had to see you. I just had to talk to you person to person. I should have called, but I was just too excited.
Come in and calm down. Let's hear what all the excitement is about. Have a seat.
They walk into the den where they were earlier when they first visited Morry.
Remember you telling us that we have to be seen before we can get an agent or a job or anything, it seems?
Yeah, I remember. And?
Well, I did it. I got a job. An acting job. Even without an agent.
That's wonderful, Scott. Hey, let me shake your hand. Hey, let me shake both your hands. Let me give you a big hug. Hey, tell me where, when, who, fill me in.
It's not a film or a TV show, but it's a play. Can you believe that? A play. I have hardly have ever seen a play before, but I'm going to be in one. A lead in a play.
Hey, that's really great. Is it downtown at the Music Center or the new theater in North Hollywood? Come on, don't hold back.
Well, I was reading that paper that Liz talked about, Variety. There was a big ad for actors in theater on Santa Monica Boulevard.
On Santa Monica Boulevard? Right off Hudson or Wilcox there?
Yeah, that's it. You know the theater?
Well, I know that there are a lot of small little theaters there, converted storefronts and the like. Almost a small theater row in its own way.
Well, the woman who runs this theater was great. She had this funny accent, English, no Russian or something like that, but she was so exciting.
How do you mean exciting?
Yeah, for sure, she was Russian, with this deep, sexy accent. She took my face into her hands and looked right into my eyes and said, with her deep, sexy accent, Stanislavski was right. I see your soul in your beautiful eyes.
Stanislavski?
Right, that's the guy. Do you know?
Well, a matter of speaking, he hasn't been around much lately, at least not in many circles in Hollywood.
Then she took me into her arms and she put her cheek next to mine and held me tight and said, "The eyes are the mirror of the soul." And damn, it just really affected me all over.
I bet it did. What'd she look like?
Oh, she wasn't bad at all, if you know what I mean. Really kind of nice. She said that there was a lead in the play she was doing, and I would fit perfectly.
And it was a little beach scene, and do you object to a little nudity?
Oh, no. She said she has planned on doing an extensive body of work, whatever that means. She was sure that she could fit me in.
I have no doubt she would be very willing to fit you in.
You screwed that one up.
I know, sorry. So this play that she'll be doing, that you're so right for.
She says it's a classic. It's a Shakespeare play.
Ah, Love Labor's Lost, Much Ado About Nothing, or I know which one it is. As You Like It.
No, it's Macbeth.
Macbeth?
Yeah, Macbeth. Can you beat that?
She cast you as Macbeth?
No, but you're close.
Macduff, then?
Well, no.
Well, it must be Duncan or Banquo if it's a lead.
Well, you see, this producer, she wants to do Shakespeare as it was originally done. She says real traditional Shakespeare. No modernizing it, you know?
Scott, I'm not following you. You mean with all the Elizabethan costume sets and stuff?
Yeah, that too. I don't know who's doing the costumes. I haven't met Elizabeth yet, but even more traditional, she says, and I feel she must be right. She smells good too.
Oh yeah? How can you be more traditional than that? Scott, what role art thou to be playing?
You see, I thought this would be a great showcase to show how versatile I can be. You could invite Miss Harrington and some of your producer and director friends, and maybe even some casting people. They'll come if you ask them. They couldn't help but be impressed, and it's really a stretch for me, and you've said we have to stretch ourselves.
Scott, what role?
Lady Macbeth.
Lady Macbeth.
Lady Macbeth.
You are right, Scott. It will really be a stretch.
Scott smiles, Morry stares at him in scene one. Morry's final scene. Combination. Many clips will make up this final scene. Camera travels down Santa Monica Boulevard in Los Angeles. All around Wilcox or Hudson Streets, showing the small theater housed in many storefronts. We shall try to find one that could match the front of the Onyx Theater in Las Vegas, especially showing the front with a fetish shop so that it looks like one of those little stores on Santa Monica Boulevard. We travel inside where we find Morry greeting many of his friends. It's fairly crowded, but many of the patrons are fascinated by the sex toys and things rather than the theater or whatever it is here. Some of the kids are there looking at things. Harold, Peggy, and Liz are wandering and carrying on a conversation we can't quite hear. Eve Harrington enters and Morry moves to greet her.
Eve, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and so will Scott.
Well, I almost had to cancel as Barbara is having a problem on set, but her sister stepped in and all is well.
We move around and pick up Harold and Liz as they bump into Trevor, who happens to be looking at a package of dildo with a box inscribed with who says size doesn't matter.
Ah, fantasies.
Trevor looking annoyed as Rachel runs in carrying a cheap bouquet of flowers. Oh, sorry. It's Harold.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
They are not for you. Am I late?
Loud announcement over the PA system.
We are now seating people in the theater. Please have your tickets ready.
Here's your ticket. I got them all. I got them for all of us.
We see the audience filing down the long hallway. With the lap dissolved, we are now into the theater looking at the full house featuring many of Morry's friends and business associates. There is lots of hugging, shaking hands, talking, all ad-libbing comments, etc. Dissolved to interior. The house lights dim down as the Russian hostess director comes out on stage. People clap on her entrance. She is truly lovely, sexy, and possibly there's almost too much cleavage visible in her low-cut cocktail dress.
I want to thank all of you for your kindness to be here this night. This is special for us, as tonight will be the first time we shall run the entire play for you. and for us.
There is a low murmur from the audience.
You will see that we have tried to authenticate how Shakespeare was originally performed. I am happy to give you William Shakespeare's Macbeth. Please, it's it for you now to enjoy our performance. Thank you.
The problem there is that the witches are all being played by men. The witches, are men playing the witches as though they are saying, and though they are saying the correct lines, it is very obvious that these are three men in drag and immediately make the audience giggle.
And could we have the three witches do the scene, please?
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
Jason?
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where is the place?
Upon the heath.
Heath.
There to meet with the good Macbeth.
I come, Grey Malkin.
Paddock calls.
Anan.
Cut to interior, back into the audience, where we pick up Trevor sitting next to Eve Harrington. He is thoroughly enjoying the guys in drag on stage. He whispers to Eve.
Aren't they marvelous?
Oh, oops.
Keep going.
Eve gives him that polite Hollywood smile and gestures for him not to talk. Obediently, he nods in agreement. Dissolve to interior on stage. Play is now much further along. We have some very bad actors in another scene from the play, all in makeshift costume dissembled from the local thrift store. We see a bit of this dreadful scene and then cut to interior. Morry is making a terrible face of anguish while the producer friend is comforting him or trying to do so.
Hey, I've never enjoyed Shakespeare so much in my life. They should teach it this way in school.
Morry looks at his friend as if he must be crazy. We still hear the scene progressing on stage. Dissolve to interior. We hear another scene being played as we see Harold and the girls sitting in the audience in the front row, no less. Harold, who is probably the only one who has some acquaintance with the play, whispers to the girls now.
Scott's about to do the sleepwalking scene. Watch.
He won't walk right off the stage, will he?
Harold motions to her to be quiet while looking annoyed. Cut to interior. We're back on stage right before Scott's entrance as Lady Macbeth.
Jimmy?
I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take fold paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep. Lo, here she comes.
As Scott enters as Lady Macbeth. His friends, the kids in the audience, clap, though they are the only ones to do so. He gives his friends a knowing look and then trips on the hem of his dress and continues the best he can.
Out! Out, damn spot! Out! I say out, damn spot!
The light on him begins to flicker and almost fades out. Our hostess sticks her head out from the side wings and yells to the light man. Scott just stands there looking very confused.
No, not you.
From the back of the house, we hear the light man yelling.
Sorry, I thought that was my cue.
Dissolve to interior. Shot of the audience clapping, laughing, grabbing, smiles on many of the faces totally not expected. Cut to interior. Shot over audiences' heads, showing the audience's back as they clap. They are facing the curtain call of the cast. The cast is bowing, but not together. We see Rachel jump onto the stage and give Scott the flowers. He's not exactly sure what to do with them, but the kids hug and kiss him, and they drag him over to see Morry. He still holds his flowers, but in one hand in a very masculine manner, not really paying much attention to the flowers. There's a lot of audience talk in the background as we move to our little group.
My God, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
I gotta tell you, I have never ever enjoyed or laughed so much at a Shakespeare play before tonight. The guy really writes great stuff.
He exits laughing and waves to the others.
Well, am I scarred for life?
Scars remind us of where we've been. They don't have to dictate where we'll be going.
Did you just make that up off the top of your head? That's great.
I probably saw it on TV.
Well, what'd you think?
Morry and the kids just look at Scott, nobody knowing what he's going to say. There's a pregnant pause.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Scott's face just drops, as do the faces of all the kids. They almost fall apart for hurt for Scott. Then, almost as fast as it happens, Morry grabs Scott and they all look up.
Scott, but what fun we all had.
Scott looks up, he begins to understand, and he and the gang burst into laughter. Scott throws the flowers over his head toward the stage. The sexy, lovely Russian hostess happens to catch them. She smiles, looking at Scott. Everyone laughs. The end.
Well, I'm delighted to hear, I hear it in my head. Alan, you have to leave because you said there was an appointment. Thank you for coming, Alan. Yes, yes. How do you feel?